Welcome to the sixth session of the Module 4. In this session, I am giving a lecture about the stabilization pond as well as the oxidation ditch and all these things. Stabilization ponds. Usually, the stabilization bonds are those in which we stabilize the organic matters which are present in the wastewater. Usually, it is constructed in with the earth. It is also constructed with the earthen basin. It is also termed as a earthen basin, in which the organic matters which are present in the wastewater are stabilized by the aerobic reaction, anaerobic reaction, or combination of both. So usually there is a difference between ponds as well as the lagoons. Ponds as well as the lagoons. Ponds are those in which we supply the oxygen for the aerobic decomposition of the organic matter which are present in the particular one by photosynthesis activity or natural by sunlight, wind, and all these things. And lagoons are those in which we supply the required quantity of oxygen to the stabilization of the organic matter present in the particular system by artificially by using the aerators or by using the rotors and all these things. So the stabilization pond is one in which the stabilization of the organic matter takes place. The stabilization ponds are open flow through basin specially designed and constructed to treat sewage and biodegradable industrial waste. Means to treat the municipal wastewater as well as the biodegradable or organic industrial waste. They provide long detention periods extending from a few days to the several days, means in terms of days. So in some of the case, it may be from 5 to 10 days or it may be from 15 to 20 days depending upon the requirement, depending upon the so many factors which are influencing on the what about the time required for complete degradation of the organic matter present in the particular one, otherwise detention time. The released effluent can be directly used for irrigation, BOD, suspended solids, and pathogens removal is found to be excellent. Means usually the stabilization ponds is used for the partially treated wastewater, or if the strength is less, then also we are using the particular stabilization pond. Once it is treated in the stabilization pond, the particular water may be used for the irrigation purpose, and also it removes maximum amount of BOD, suspended salts, and all these things. Pond systems in which oxygen is provided through the mechanical aerator rather than the algal photosynthesis are called as aerated lagoons. Means it is termed as a lagoons. So the main difference between ponds and lagoons is in ponds natural one and lagoons it is artificial aeration. Lightly loaded ponds used as tertiary steps in waste treatment for polishing of secondary effluents and removal of bacteria are called maturation pond. Otherwise, it's also called as a polishing pond or tertiary pond. Tertiary pond. The class stabilizers are mainly classified into aerobic ponds, anaerobic ponds, and facultative ponds. Aerobic ponds are shallow ponds. The depth is less than zero point 0.5 meter or up to 1 meter, not more than 1 meter. And BOD their loading rate is 120 kg per hectare per day, so as to maximize the penetration of the light sunlight through the liquid depth. So ponds develop intense algal growth. Means here usually they are maintain the DO concentration throughout the depth of the pond, stabilization pond, by reducing the total depth of the flow and also the maximum penetration of the sunlight, which may helpful for the algal growth. Here, what happened? The alga which is present in that particular system is utilize the sunlight as a source of energy for their photosynthetic activity, and they consume the CO2 and all these things and liberating the oxygen, which is very essential for the bacterial activity or bacteria degradation of the organic matter. It is symbiosis relationship between is there between algae as well as the bacteria. Algae as well as bacteria. Algae are consuming CO2 with the help of sunlight. They go for photosynthesis and liberate CO2. That particular CO2 is utilized by the bacteria for the degradation of the organic matter which are present in that particular system. This is symbiosis relationship between the algae as well as the algae as well as the bacteria which are present in the particular system. Anaerobic ponds. The waste stabilization is brought about by anaerobic bacteria and it is convert organic matter into carbon dioxide, ammonia and phosphate. It is used for the pre-treatment of high strength waste with BOD load 400 to 3000 kg per hectare day. Such ponds are constructed with a depth 2.5 to 5 meter as light penetration is avoided. Means here anaerobic ponds are those in which the depth of the pond is more, and also when compared to the aerobic ponds, the removal efficiency of the organic removal efficiency of the anaerobic ponds are more than the aerobic ponds, and also high strength BOD, high strength wastewater is also treated in the particular one. And also here depth is more. Since the depth is more, it is not possible to maintain the aerobic condition. So they maintain the anaerobic condition, by that they degrade the organic matter which are present in the particular one. Here, what they go for in anaerobic decomposition, anaerobic bacteria are decompose the organic matter which are present in the particular system by two stage. In first stage, the some of the microorganisms are which are forming the acid forming bacteria, which are forms acids of acetic acid and all these things with the help of acid forming bacteria. And in the second stage, it converts the complex form into a simple form, the two in terms of gases, CO2 as well as methane gas and all these things. So here the output coming from that particular is up to the disposal standard in some of the case, as well as the amount of sludge developed due to the anaerobic condition is also less, since complete organic the complete degradation of the organic matter will be takes place in the particular one. Okay, so here the anaerobic digestion takes place in the two stages. One is during the acid forming bacteria, another one is by the decomposition of the organic matter in the particular one. So in facultative pond is functions aerobically at the surface while anaerobic conditions prevails at the bottom. They are often about 1 to 2 meter in depth. The aerobic layer acts as a good check against the odor evaluation from the pond. Facultative solution ponds are known as oxidation pond. So in this pond, what happened? Aerobic decomposition also takes place, anaerobic decomposition also takes place, and combination of the both aerobic and anaerobic means facultative system is also carried out in the particular system. The mechanism of purification of the stabilization pond, otherwise facultative pond, is shown in the figure. In the top layer, usually it is exposed to the atmosphere, therefore the aerobic decomposition will takes place. At the bottom, there is no oxygen is available, therefore in the bottom there is a anaerobic decomposition will be takes place. In between the depth, there is a facultative means the combination of both aerobic as well as anaerobic decomposition will takes place. Here there is a symbiosis reaction will develop between algae as well as bacteria. Symbiosis reaction will be developed in between algae as well as the bacteria. The algae which are present in the pond is utilize the sunrise as a source of energy and used as a source of use as a energy and produce the food or photosynthetic activity is carried out by the algal growth. Once the photosynthetic activity is carried out, then the algae are utilize CO2 and sunlight. They are producing the or liberating the O2 which is required for the bacteria for the decomposition of the organic matter present in the system. So once again bacteria consume oxygen and utilize organic matter as source of energy, nutrients as source of energy, and then they convert the organic matter into a stable form. At the same time they are liberating the CO2 and all these things. That particular CO2 once again utilized by the algae and they are producing the O2 which is very essential for the decomposition of the organic matter. This one is symbiosis reaction which takes place between the algae as well as bacteria. By that the degradation of the organic matter will be takes place, and at the bottom portion there is no oxygen available, therefore it it is acting as an anaerobic zone in which decomposition will be takes place anaerobically. Decomposition will be takes place anaerobically. So this is the is the mechanism which is involved in the purification of the wastewater in the stabilization pond. In this one, aerobic, anaerobic, as well as combination of aerobic and anaerobic will be takes place by the symbiosis relationship between the algae as well as bacteria. The functioning of the faculty stabilization pond and symbiotic relationship in the pond are shown in below. Means I am already explained the things with the sketch and all these things. Sewage organics are stabilized by both aerobic and anaerobic reactions. At the top layer, aerobic, and bottom layer, anaerobic reaction. In the top aerobic layer, where oxygen is supplied through the algal photosynthesis, the non-suitable and dissolved organic matter is oxidized to CO2 and water. In addition, some of the end products of partial anaerobic decomposition, such as volatile acids and alcohols, which may permit to upper layer and also oxidize periodically. These settled solids mass originating from the raw sewage and microbial synthesis in the aerobic layer and dissolved and suspended organics in the lower layer undergoes stabilization through the conversion of the methane which escape the pond in the form of bubbles. Means if it is anaerobic digestion which takes place, definitely it liberates the methane gases. Methane gas. Once it is liberated the methane gas, then it is forms the bubble in the pond. By that, it may reach the top layer and escape to the atmosphere through the surface of the water. Factor affecting a pond reaction. Wastewater characteristic and fluctuation means what about the strength of the wastewater, and also what about the loading means what about the flow in the particular one is one of the factor which is influencing on the particular one. If the discharge is characteristics is low strength, it's already partially treated, then automatically efficiency is more. If it is raw sewage, then the efficiency may be less. Environment factor means it is affecting on the solar radiation, light, temperature, and all these things. If it is in the hot region, then the efficiency is more. For example, in India, almost it is comes under the hot region. If it is winter season, otherwise it is cooler region, then the efficiency of the stabilization pond is less because there is a lack of solar radiation, otherwise sunlight, because sunlight is the main source of the sources for the photosynthesis activity of the algal growth and all these things. And temperature is also one of the factors which is influencing on the particular one. The activity of the microbes is mainly depending upon the temperature. Mainly depending upon the temperature. Since in the anaerobic bacteria, there are mesophilic bacteria is there, thermophilic bacteria are also present in the particular one. If so, if the temperature is maintained, temperature is increased, automatically the microbial activity is increases. By that, degradation of the organic matter is also increases. If the temperature decreases, the activity of the microbes decreases. By that, the degradation is also decreases. So temperature is also one of the factors which is influencing on the removal efficiency of the stabilization part. Algal growth patterns and their seasonal variation means how the algal growth is grow in the particular one. Number of algal growth is more, efficiency is more. Number of algal growth is less, then efficiency is less, and also how they are alive up to the decomposition of the organic matters present in the wastewater. Bacterial growth pattern and decay rate means how the bacterial growth will takes place. If the food availability is more, then the activity is more. If the food to microbial ratio is one of the factor which is influencing on the particular one, and also decay rates. Decay rate means deoxygenation rate. Deoxygen means the decomposition of the organic matter which are present in the particular is also one of the factors which is influencing on the stabilization part. Solid settlement, gasification, upward diffusion, sludge accumulation means once again, once the aerobic or anaerobic decomposition takes place, automatically some amount of the sludge will develop and they settle at the bottom of the pond. This is also one of the factor which is influencing on the pond stabilization of pond. Now the design criteria which is we are taken into consideration before we go for a design of any stabilization pond is are as follows. The length of the tank may be kept at about twice the width. Means LP ratio is L is 2 times the B. The depth may be kept between 1 to 1.5 meter, right, depending upon whether it is aerated stabilization pond, anaerobic or anaerobic or stabilization or facultative stabilization pond. Depending upon the system we are adapted, we may vary the depth from 1 to 1.5. A freeboard of about 1 meter may also be provided about the capacity corresponding to 20 to 30 days of detention. Means freeboard is very essential. Since the freeboard is having a provision of if there is any excess of flow occurs in the particular system, it may having a capacity to carry the particular one. So there is a provision for the freeboard also. Aerial organic loading means the permissible aerial organic loading for the pond expressed as kg of BOD in hectare per day. Detention time, usually the detention time is very some 7 to 42 days or so. Once again, it's depending upon what about the radiation, intensity of radiation, temperature and concentration, and what about the amount of waste to be treated and all these things. Advantage of oxidation pond, suitable for hot climate means if it is hot climate is there, then it is suitable. If it is winter, then it is not effective one. Where 200 sunny days are expected per year means this is best example for India. Is best example in Indian condition. It is very effective one. Best suited for small cities and towns where land is cheap means here we are constructing the oxygen stabilization pond on all these things by using the earthen basin and all these things. So land requirement is more, and also if it is cheap, then it is very effective one. Capital cost is only 20 to 30% of the conventional plant, means it is cost effective one. Maintenance cost is minor, so here there is no extra operation maintenance cost is required. So the cost of O&M is less. No skilled supervision is required. Here there is no skilled supervision will be required. It is carried out naturally. The decomposition of the organic matter will carried out naturally. Flexible and will get upset due to sudden fluctuation in organic loading. Means it is flexible one, and we maintain the flow which may enter into the system. By that it is possible to maintain the good condition, or the percentage removal of the organic matter will be maintained in a good condition. And the disadvantage of oxidation ponds is mosquito nuisance. Since organic matter is contains organic, inorganic, inert materials, and all these things, definitely it is a breed. Unless otherwise you are maintained properly, it is a breeding place for the mosquito. Breeding place for the mosquito. Once it is breeding place for the mosquitoes, then it leads to the nuisance for the surrounding area. And usually the oxidation pond, all these things are constructed away from the city. And bad odor, definitely, since the anaerobic digestion will be takes place. If the anaerobic digestion will be takes place, automatically it liberates CO2, H2S in some of the methane gas and all these things by aerobic and anaerobic decomposition. It creates a odor problem to the surrounding area. Oxidation ditch, the oxidation ditch is a modified from the activated sludge system. Here oxidation ditch is the extension of the conventional activated sludge process, or modification of the conventional activated sludge process, in which what they go for, they given the secondary treatment system, and where which are tolerate of variation in the hydraulic and organic loadings. Here they are introducing, usually the shape of the oxidation ditch is oval in shape and depth is less, and the flow will be maintained at a particular velocity and avoid the settling of the solid suspended solids which is present in the particular one. And also they are usually introducing the rotors. By that it may enhance the and it aerates the surface of the water. By that it supply the required amount of oxygen, and also maintain the system in a suspension, maintains the suspension in the system, suspension. By that it avoids the settlement of the solids and all the suspended solids and all these things which are present in the system or present in the particular one. The oxidation ditch can be easily adjusted to meet the most combination incoming of sewage as well as effluent standard. Means it is possible to achieve a disposal standards. So our main aim is to treat the wastewater to such a way that it is possible to dispose of the wastewater without any further effect on the environment. For that we are supposed to maintain the disposal standards. Okay, it is possible to maintain the disposal standards as prescribed by the monitoring authority. The DEVO consists of the ring or oval-shaped channel equipped with mechanical aerator devices. Means here aeration is done mechanically. Aeration is done mechanically, or mechanical rotors, which are partially submerged in the water, and mechanic by the rotation of the rotors, the air, the surface area of the waters come in contact with the atmosphere is increased. By that the reoxygenation capacity of the wastewater is increases. Oxidation ditch typically have long detention time and are capable of removing between 75 to 95% of BOD. So usually it is detention time is varies from in terms of days, 30 to 60 days and 75 days, and depending upon the concentration, depending upon the percentage of removal, strength, availability of the air, and all these things. After screening and grid removal, sewage enters the outer channel where most of the biological reaction takes place. The second channel is held at a slightly higher dissolved oxygen content for further BOD and nutrient reduction. The inner, innermost channel is used for the polishing the effluent before it passes to a clarifier. Means they are constricting usually in a open oval shape of the channel, and there are number of channels are there by which it is possible to decompose the organic matter. This is the typical section of a oxidation ditch. Oxidation ditch. Okay, here what happened? The after sand sinking and all these things, the wastewater inflow enters into the oval shape oxidation ditch. Here they are placing a aqua rotor. Aqua rotor, the main purpose is to maintain the system in a flow to avoid the settlement of the solids as well as to supply the oxygen for the degradation of the organic matter present in the particular one. So the velocity is also somewhat less such that it is they avoid the settlement of the solids, and automatically it move from inlet to the outlet frequently with a velocity lesser velocity, and by that the degradation of the organic material takes place. Once it reach the required amount or required level, automatically the supernatant water is allow for the sterilization tank, and the excess of sludge is there, they may go for recycling of the sludge is done to maintain the system in a good condition, and also by some recycling the sludge is helpful for the supply of the oxygen as well as the food for the microbial activity and all these things. Ditches are constructed in two types: continuous flow type or intermittent flow type. Means in the flow is continuous one in the channel, then it is continuous flow. Otherwise, they allow the flow in some particular time and then stop once again. They continue the things. It is intermittent flow system. Advantage and disadvantage of the oxygenation ditch. The greatest advantage of the oxygenation ditch is efficiency of the sludge removal. Oxygenation ditches are expensive in maintain. So here, because we are using the rotors and all these things, and also maintain require velocity and all these things, it requires some of the equipment for maintaining and all these things. Design criteria: detention period is 12 to 15 hours. Organic loading is varies from 800 to 2500 liters per kg of BOD. Concentration of suspended solids in the mixed liquor (MLSS) is about 4000 to 5000 mg per L. Volume of pitch is 120 to 150 cubic meter. Length: rotor is form of cylindrical 0.5 meter in dia and speed of 75 rpm while dipping 10 centimeter into the liquid. These are some of the design criteria are taken into consideration before we go for design of a oxidation ditch. Before you go for a design of a oxidation ditch. So this is another figure which shows what about the difference between continuous flow type as well as the intermittent flow type system. In the continuous flow system, there is a provision for the returning sludge. There is a provision for the returning sludge. But in the intermediate flow system type, there is no provision for the returning sludge. Returning sludge. Some of the MCQs related to the oxidation as well as stabilization ponds are as follows. Which of the following is an aerobic process for treating sewage? It is IMAF tank. The minimum design depth of oxidation pond is 1 meter. Oxidation pond is ineffective in removing pathogenic bacteria. It is false. The detention period of oxidation pond is from 10 to 12 days. The maximum BOD removal efficiency of an oxidation pond is around 90%. What is the minimum depth of the water to be kept in the oxidation pond is around 1 meter. Which chemical is added to the oxidation pond to avoid bad odor, so avoid the smell? It is sodium nitrate is added to reduce the odor problem. Oxidation ditch is an extended activated sludge process as it is true, or modification of activated sludge process. What is the shape of the oxidation ditch? It is oval in shape. The ditch is lined by the dashed layer. Usually it is impermeable layer to avoid the seepage of water or wastewater into the soil. By that it is possible to avoid the entry of the different contamination to the groundwater. What is the range of liquid depth of oxidation ditch? It is zero point 0.9 to 1.5 meter. What is the range of MLSS concentration in oxidation ditch? It is 3000 to 5000 mg per L. Which of the following process is not adopted in oxidation ditch? It is desorption is not adopted. They are adopted adsorption, oxidation, decomposition, and all these things. Which of the following is the MLSS concentration not depending upon? It is not depending upon the number of bar screen. Bar screen is meant for removal of the floating materials and debris which are present in the particular one. Okay, thank you.